everybody, to our Monday morning coffee. I am Dr. Charles Dent, and I want to invite you to share your Monday mornings with me. Each week, we'll share secrets of successful living so you can maximize your productivity and design the life that God created and purposed for you to live. Now, listen, there's three things I want you to do. Number one, I want you to like the video. I mean, if there's something that's being said that's going to help you, like the video. The second thing is subscribe to our YouTube channel. And the third is share it with someone. I'm telling you, there's multiple things that can take place when we do participate in sharing this with other people. And then the other thing I want you to recognize is that my wife and I will be producing or publishing our parenting playbook later on. Because in life, if I talk to the younger version of myself, that was one of the things I wanted to do when I was 16 years of age. I was in the restaurant, I was a busboy in this restaurant, and I'm telling you, there was a group of men that was sitting around. They were in their late 30s, early 40s, and they were saying, if I knew this at age 16, my life would have been a whole lot better. So I had the courage to interrupt their conversation, and I said, hey guys, I'm 16, why not teach me? Well, they didn't teach me, but that was one thing that was in me, that I wanted to have a life coach, somebody who could walk alongside of me. So as making a decision in life, I need to be able to bounce those decisions off them. And they'll be able to tell me, they'll give me some thought process before I make decisions. Even in relationship, because I have gone through 2 marriages, and this is my 3rd one. But the thing is, the difference between the last one and this one is I got some help in the midst of this. Because I didn't want to go through the same stuff I have always done. Because you remember the old thing, if you continue to do the same stuff, you're going to get the same results. So you got to change how you do things in order for you to be much more successful. So that's what I want to share with you on my Monday morning coffee. So listen, we've been talking about choices. We've been talking about choice. Life is choice driven, not wish driven. And what separates the people with the IQ is not the IQ. Is what choices they make, what decisions they make, and how they stick to their decisions. And you got to get to a place that you can make good decisions. You can make these choices, and it can be the foundation for your success. So I'm going to give you 7 things today that I want to share with you in our Monday morning coffee. Number 1 is something we said last week: take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for your success and take responsibility for your failures. Because in your failures, don't look at them as failures any longer. Look at them as learning life lessons. Because we learn as we go through things. Experience is a great teacher. It's not the only teacher, but it is a great teacher. And you can learn about things as you go along. So take responsibility for your life. And that means you have to get rid of the complaining and the blaming. You got to stop complaining, stop blaming other people. You can't say, my daddy did it, if it hadn't been for my mom or dad. Listen, you can come from, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you make up your mind that you're going to make good choices today, then that's going to be the foundation for your success. Take responsibility for your life. And in this process of taking responsibility for your life, here's a couple things I want you to be reminded of. Because our life, we have habits in our life, and it doesn't matter what job you go to, it doesn't matter what relationship you go into, it doesn't matter if you change homes, if you change neighborhoods, you take your habits with you. And so if you're going to be successful and you look at this thing, and as you take your responsibility for your life, you stop blaming, stop complaining. But then you start looking at your habits. What habits do you have in your life that are ruining your life and not helping your life? They're really running your life, but they're ruining your life. You're not being successful with those. So as you evaluate those habits, you got to look at life. There's a lot of habits that we take with us. Because habits, there's something that you got to look at when it comes to your habits. So take responsibility for that. The second major piece is this: is change how you respond to what has happened to you. Change how you respond to the things that have taken place in your life. Yeah, it was this one lady, every time she came to class, she was always sad. She was always just complaining. She was criticizing everything. And I told her, one of the things you got to do is change your story. You got to change how you see life. You got to change the story. When you say, well, everybody betraying me, everything this nature. No, you change that story. Say, man, these are the things I have learned in my life. And these are the things I know I can build on. And these are the things I need to take away. I understand the difference between toxic people. I understand the between taxing people, people who drain you and things of this nature. I learned that as I have gone through life. And you will too. You learn that some people in your life is only for a season, and some people in your life to adjust your life while you're going through this season. And sometimes we got to make adjustments. So God brings certain people in our life that help us make those adjustments. So you got to see that. You got to understand that. So you got to change how you respond. And what you do control is how you respond. You got to understand that you do control how you respond to situations in life. I give you 2 examples. One was when we were driving. My son and I was in the car. We were going one day. And I was telling him, he was trying to rush me around this car and everything. I said, son, you don't know if that's an older woman or an older man. And if it's an older man and an older woman, they're not in a hurry to go anywhere. They're going to go slow. And you got to understand that. And so the next time we were going somewhere, I was driving. I said, man, I wish this car hurry up. And Christopher said, Daddy, you don't know that's an older person or a younger person. And we got decided it was an older woman. And she was in a hurry to go nowhere. So my response was, I had to learn how to change my response. In a restaurant, you're not being served the way you think you ought to be served. At Walmart, you think people ought to jump in line or open a line because you showed up, like you're entitled to it. You know, like they supposed to, because you showed up, they supposed to open a new line just for you. But your response is everything. And how you change life is change your response. If you want to get the different outcome in your life, you got to change how you respond to life. That's number 2. Change your response, because you got a habit of responding a certain way all the time. You're going to continue to respond that way. So change that habit in how you respond to life. The third thing is this: regain your thoughts, because the Bible tells us, as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. One thing about George Allen, he kept saying about how you think, and that's what you got to look at. Or James Allen, you got to keep looking at, as a man thinketh in his heart, so are you. And so whatever the thoughts you have, you got to regain your thoughts. I'm going to think positive thoughts, because positive thinking, I like what Zig Ziglar say, it's better than negative thinking. It's a lot better than negative thinking. And positive thinking doesn't drain you like everything else. And then how do you raise up your kids to be positive in a negative situation? It takes work to do that. I remember I said I wanted to do something in my life. I wanted to get rid of all the negativity in my life. So I went on a whole year journey to remove negativity out of my life. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I became a sense of awareness. I mean, I was aware of all my negativity was in my life, and I figured I got to the root cause of it. But I went through a process of regaining my thoughts because I want to get rid of the negativity. The fourth thing is challenge your imagination. Get to a place that your imagination can run wild in situations, circumstances, and then you can start having distorted ways of thinking. So challenge your imagination. But here's what I want you to challenge your imagination with, is number 5, is have daydreams. And when you daydream, make it big. Don't waste your daydreaming on something small. Daydream, when you sit there, you wondering, you pondering your mind, dream big. I mean, dream big. Dream big. Like on my vision board, dream big. I mean, stop thinking dreaming small. Daydreaming. You daydreaming. Dream big, though. Making some awesome dreams. And here's the 6th thing. Create a behavior for big dreams. You know, think about what you speak over your life. So you turn around and create a behavior that you're going to think big. I mean, you're going to dream big, man. I just believe it. Because the energy you're spending in dreaming small can use the same energy to dream big. And get to a place, because in order for you to do that, you got to know this very, very one. Because you create a behavior to dream big. Because you know what you want. You know what you want. You don't settle. Like my son, he said, Dad, I want a certain car. And everybody else trying to get him to settle on something else. And I said, son, you settle with what you want. And I'm going to do that with you. Because here's the key thing about it. A lot of us, because you wouldn't do it, doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. You know, think about it. A lot of things you won't do, you don't want other people to do them either. But you got to get to a place that you dream big. And here's my 7th one. Be intentional about your thoughts. And be intentional about your thoughts because you got to know exactly what you want. You have to be intentional. I'm going to think big. I'm going to think on this. And I'm going to see it being bigger. Because why? I am changing how I see my life. I'm not waiting on somebody else to see my life this way. I'm going to change how I see my life. Because see, sometimes if you don't think you're deserving of something better, you're not going to get it. If you don't walk around and say, hey, yeah, you know, keep it in context. Keep it in the way you should. You don't have to be arrogant and cocky, but you can say, man, I deserve better than this. You know, walk around, don't say I can do bad by myself. Say I can do better by myself. If you have to be by yourself. Don't say I can do bad. Say I can do better by myself. But you got to have these great thoughts. You got to be intentional about your thoughts. You got to know, hey, I can achieve this. I can write that book. I can lose that weight. I can run. I can exercise. I can improve my relationship with my wife, my children, my siblings. I can do this. You got to have those big thoughts. You got to dream bigger than what you have been dreaming. And you can't let people put you in their box so they can try to control you. You got to get to a place. You got to be intentional about your dream, your daydream. You got to be intentional about your behavior behind that. You say, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I know it can be done. Hey, this is Dr. Charles Dent with your Monday Morning Coffee.